Eamonn Holmes and Ruth Langsford shocked fans after announcing their split last year. Eamonn Holmes confessed that he hated Donny Osmond before meeting him during a previous chat on GB News. The television host also revealed a run-in he had with the late singer David Cassidy. In a conversation on GB News that aired in 2024, Eamonn recounted his encounters with Paul Coit and Ellie Costello. Delving into more detail, he started, "I have never had a nosebleed in my life, except I did once, right? It was pouring like a tap." "Not over Donny," Paul probed as Ellie queried, "not over Joan Collins." "Over Donny," Eamonn affirmed before carrying on. "It was pouring like a tap and Donny was presenting this program called, I think it was called The Pyramid Game. He walked into my dressing room and I was bleeding and panicking like mad into the sink and I got this pat on the head and he said, 'Hey buddy.'" Paul and Ellie erupted into laughter as the sports reporter requested, "Say that again." "Hey buddy," Eamonn echoed before adding, "Hey buddy, don't worry, and he was doing all of this to me and he said to me, 'This happens to me all the time.'" He was probably fibbing, but anyway, it made me feel very good, and I felt bad because when I was 14, I hated him. "And he turned out to be really nice," Ellie interjected as Eamonn responded, "There was him and there was David Cassidy." David Cassidy was a complete A*. He was not a very nice man at all, but Donny Osmond, the nicest fella. "I say that, but I have had a run-in with Cassidy," Eamonn declared before Paul concurred, "So have I." In 2024, Eamonn and Ruth shocked fans by confirming their separation. While Ruth has remained silent on their split, Eamonn did release a brief statement on GB News. He said days after their announcement, "Just before we move on, we'd just like to thank people for your support for Ruth and I over the last few days as to the news of our separation. Your support for both of us is very much appreciated.